What's up, everybody? Brand new episode of Sound Off Sports. Mike Davis here. We're talking Vegas sports Mount Rushmore. Who should be on it? We get your thoughts. Plus, Cooper Flagg, a little on that, as well as Raiders running back coach Deland McCullough joins me in the studio to talk about his brand new book. Let's do this thing. SOS starts right now.
Make some noise. This is Sound Off Sports, sponsored by Sam and Ash.
What's up, everybody? Hello, welcome to a brand new edition of Sound Off Sports. I like to call it SOS. Mike Davis alongside James Everett Barrickman IV, sporting that beautiful Summer League shirt.
Take a look at this thing, man.
I got to watch Cooper Flagg's debut with this handsome fellow right here. That was a lot of fun.
It was good.
We're going to be talking about Cooper Flagg in a little bit, but first we got to start with something that a lot of people are sounding off on, James.
We've had a good couple of weeks.
A great couple
in terms
of
of responses.
We've been doing a lot of good stuff. Last week, what was the top Vegas sports moment that got a lot of activity on X,
People
Twitter?
are upset on Twitter, man.
People
Golden Knights Cup run in 23-1.
Well, there's
a lot of UNLV fans upset.
There's a lot. But today, there's an opportunity for people to even get more upset because we're going to be talking about who should be on the Vegas sports Mount Rushmore. That's past figures, current figures, coaches, athletes, executives, all different types of people in those four spots could be on the Mount Rushmore. One person even called us telling us who's on the actual Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, they were that excited.
So thank you for that knowledge.
702-855-3502.
Yes,
Call in.
Make sure you do that. So, James, let's start with this. We have a great graphic that's going to tell us what the responses looked like. So
let's reveal this thing.
Reveal it.
Let's reveal this thing right now. Okay, so number one, voted on by the people. I might add, this was voted on by you guys. This isn't us. This was all what the public said.
And just for knowledge, so everybody knows out there, this is you're generating these stats and these responses from where?
These are from our responses that we got on Twitter, Facebook, and anybody that called in. To the show. So number one on our Vegas Sports Mount Rushmore is Jerry Tarkanian. Number two was Andre Agassi. Number three, Greg Maddux. And number four, Larry Johnson, former UNLV Hooper, and Charlotte Hornets.
Wow.
Charlotte Hornets, I should say.
So, so that's what the people
that is what
decided.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was number five? Was anybody close?
Our number five was Bryce Harper. Number six, Randall Cunningham. Number seven, Bill Foley. Those were the guys who didn't quite make the cut.
Okay. I think it's fairly simple for three of the four. I'm struggling with my last person. But let's just talk about who's non-negotiables 100%.
If your list doesn't have Jerry Tarkanian on it, throw it away. That's the grandfather of Vegas sports.
And I also feel like Agassi. To me, there's two people that I can't miss. It's Tarkanian and Agassi. Now, Tark, let's talk about him. 10th all-time in winning percentage. Took UNLV Running Rebels to the Final Four 4 times. This guy's in the Naismith Hall of Fame. He got them the national title in 90, beating Duke. The guy changed the sport, not only in recruiting, but in terms of a press defense, that run-and-gun kind of offense that we've become accustomed to. And Mike D'Antoni took it and ran with it. So he created so much of the culture of basketball we've seen today from a coaching standpoint, but he's a revolutionary guy. He's a guy that put Vegas sports on the map. You can't start.
He's the godfather of Vegas sports.
He's got a statue. You always say.
He's the only guy in the city with sports figure with a statue.
So he's there. Now, Agassi, born Vegas kid, 8-time Grand Slam champion. His dad, Mike, was not only a boxer, but he worked at a casino. This is a Vegas kid through and through. There's not a lot of guys, James, in professional tennis that have not only 8 Grand Slams, but have done the career Grand Slam, meaning French, Australian, U.S. Open, and Wimbledon, won all of them on all the different surfaces, because there's certain players that can't translate to different surfaces. So Agassi's got to be on it. And then to me, Bill Foley, I agree with has to be on it because he really brought the Vegas Big Four franchise.
He made that a possibility.
He made it a possibility. Yeah. He ushered in the ability for the Raiders, for the NBA down the future, for the Athletics. All that stuff is because he took as a billionaire, that initial step to make this happen, make it a
100% Bill
So
Foley.
those are the three. My fourth, I can't figure out. I don't know if it should be Floyd. Mayweather. I don't know if it should be Maddox.
I said Dana White. He's my fourth on there. I have Tarkanian, Bill Foley, Dana White, and Mark Davis. And only because we're running out of time
You have Mark Davis, too.
I have Mark Davis on there. Just because Vegas sports, the scene is in its infancy when it comes to professional sports. I have a lot of executives and coaches, not a whole lot of players here. And just one thing before we head to break here. Agassi, you want to talk about Vegas-born athletes? Absolutely. He's number one on that Mount Rushmore, but what did he do for the city of Las Vegas?
He represented.
But he didn't have the impact on the actual city itself like Tark, like Foley, like Dana White, like Mark Davis. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but not everything.
And that's why I don't have Greg Maddox on there too. And I think that's two different arguments,
Gotcha.
but it's up for interpretation.
Well, Maddox, Valley High School guy, we want to know your thoughts. 702-855-3502. Give us a buzz. We'd like to hear what you have to say. Join us and sound off. All right, guys, welcome inside the den here, Fox 5 Studios. Mike Davis for a brand new edition of Dry Heat and Sound Off Sports. Guys, you got to look at this book right here. Runs in the Family. Great title, and you're going to find out why. This is one of the best titles, one of the greatest stories. It's a Disney movie in the making. I can't wait to see who's going to be playing all the characters in this film, because it's hard for me as a Philly kid, a New Jersey kid, to get emotional. I was getting emotional learning all about our guest today here in the den with us, the great Deland McCullough. Coach, you're a running backs coach with the Raiders. We got so much to dive into about your story. But before we get into this tremendous story, as a running backs coach, you led the MAC and Miami of Ohio when you were a rusher and a running back there. You've been all over USC. You were associate head coach at Notre Dame. Now, Pete Carroll brings you in to be the running back coach here with the Raiders. What a time to be a coach here with Pete, because your mentor, Sherman Smith, I'm not going to get into everything yet, but he coached Marshawn. And now with Pete, you're going to be able to coach the 6th overall draft pick, Ashton Jeanty. What does this opportunity mean to you, and how exciting is this to be coaching a talent like him?
Man, it's an unbelievable blessing. You know, I mean, for me, the last few years, ever since leaving the NFL, I knew there would always be opportunities to go back to the NFL.
Yeah.
Every year I got re-engaged about coming back, and for me, it was always about the right fit. You know, so the opportunity when Pete called, he called and left a message. He said, "Hey, everybody telling me this is the best running back coach in the country, and we're going to get a running back, and we need somebody great to coach him." So those are, things that you can't pass up, and I know the energy and the culture that he brings to the table, because I've seen it, because I was part of an internship there in 2014.
Oh, really?
So I got a chance to see it up close. So it's a special time to be here. And let's just go ahead and make it do what it do. Let's go ahead and do it.
It's a beautiful thing. You already have a Super Bowl ring with your time with the Chiefs, being a running backs coach there in the Super Bowl 54. I think you guys beat the Niners. Damian Williams, I believe, had a big game in that Super Bowl victory. But, you've been around the block. You did it yourself. You played for the Bengals. You played for the Eagles. And now you have this opportunity with Ashton Jeanty. You even coach Jeremiah Love, who's a talent himself coming out of Notre Dame. We're going to see what he's going to do. Yeah. But tell us, before we get into your story, just Ashton Jeanty, my producer and I, James, we had the opportunity to be up close next to this dude. He's built different. I mean, when people say that, sometimes they're just saying stuff. No. This guy, he's built like a piece of muscle, just like a brick house. Yeah. I mean, tell us what he's going to be able to do. How is he going to be able to take the league by storm right off the bat? Because he's demonstrated already so much at Boise State.
Well, I think the thing that
what makes him different?
What makes him different is a mental makeup. I mean, the physical skill, the whole world has seen that. But a lot of people, it's a smaller subsection of that who get a chance to be around him, see what makes him tick, see how conscientious he is, see how his level of attention to detail, his dependability, his discipline, and all those things that will come out. So those are the things during the interview process that you got a high appreciation for. The fact that he wants to be great, he is open to the things that will make him an elite player, whether it be improving his pass protection, whether it's becoming a more refined route runner, whether it's lower pad level, whatever those things are. We've laid out a prescription for him to be what we all anticipate him to be. And during the OTA process, he's surpassed what those expectations are. Yes, I know we ain't hit yet, but I'm saying for a rookie with these level of expectations to come in and really embrace coaching and embrace the plan that we have for him has been really good.
How much, situation and mental makeup and all those things play such a role, because you've been around the block for so long. You've seen the league and how it's transforming constantly. There was a narrative 2 years ago, running backs don't matter anymore. And then you see what Saquon does in Philly. You see what Derrick Henry has provided for the Ravens, and how the age of these running backs, the threshold's starting to get a little older and older than we're accustomed to. How do you think the position has evolved just from your time with the Bengals, I think 96, and the Eagles in 97? What has stayed constant about the position that we've always known and loved, and what has changed?
Well, I mean, I think, what has stayed constant is you need that guy the guy touches all aspects of the game. You run the ball, we block, we catch the ball, we protect the quarterback.
Right.
So those are the things that are undeniable. And before you devalue the position, have a guy who don't block on third down. Have a guy that can't convert.
Right. Pass protection.
The guy who gets a quarterback knocked out.
Right. And a good running game, I mean, as a guy who's never played, really sets the tone of your offense, right? I mean, it gets you in a groove. It gets you, especially a guy like Pete Carroll, it opens up play action. It makes the game flow.
Yes. So, I mean, those are things that, it's always intriguing. And the backs, I tell guys, I said, some people think, the narrative of it's the easiest position to play.
Thank you so much to Coach Deland McCullough. Make sure you go order his book, Runs in the Family. Plus, check out our full conversation on our YouTube, Silver State Sports.
Well, Mike, I think Cooper Flagg can be the face of the NBA, because the NBA is desperately searching for a face. Now with LeBron retiring soon, as long as Cooper Flagg can be halfway decent at all, the NBA is going to push their new face. I think he can do it.
Welcome back to SOS, everybody. We asked you at home whether Cooper Flagg could become the new face of the NBA, especially after LeBron retires. James, you and I, we had the privilege to watch him at Summer League make his
really
debut.
Cool.
It was the fourth largest TV audience ever for a Summer League game, behind Jason Tatum, Zion, and Wemby. But what were your initial thoughts to just seeing this guy play up close in person?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought Bronny stole the show.
Really?
In that first quarter, he came out because Cooper. It took him a second to get going.
Yeah.
And Bronny comes out and knocks down his first two jumpers. That place was rocking. But to see a guy who we are pretty sure is going to be a surefire hit at the number 1 overall draft spot, to see him in his first professional action was a really cool moment, especially going up against a kid like Bronny James.
Yeah, and obviously his second game, he dropped 31 against the Spurs.
Yeah, had a much better game.
So very quickly adjusted to professional play. He was doing everything, though. I mean, even though shots weren't typically falling for him, he was making big blocks,
blocks down the stretch.
Rebounding, facilitating, doing a bunch of different stuff. But the enthusiasm and the zest for a guy like this, for basketball heads, is pretty high level. I mean, 2K, James, has already revealed his rating.
What is it?
What do you think his rating is as a rookie in the NBA 2K game? Because it is 2K26 NBA Summer League.
Oh, EA and 2K are just two very different in terms of ratings. I'm going to go an 80.
It's the second highest in history. There's only one rookie who's had a higher overall rating.
I'm going to say an 84.
Wemby was an 84, highest of all time.
Okay.
He's an 82, meaning he's ahead of LeBron. LeBron was like a 78. KD was an 80. Zion was an 81. So pretty crazy stuff. But listen, this guy, second youngest overall, first overall pick of all time behind LeBron. Coming out of Maine, an AAU kid, people knew this guy was a stud. It was a given he was going to be the number 1 overall pick. Now there's even talk of LeBron potentially going to Dallas to play with him and have a whole mix with AD and Kyrie and Cooper. I mean,
would that make up for trading Luka?
I think so. I think Nico Harrison would get bailed out after that. But listen, there's definitely something dynamic about this guy. He's 6'9". He's got plays with an intensity and an attitude that's really unmatched. And I haven't seen that type of intensity from a young athlete in March Madness specifically like I did with him. So I'm super excited. I definitely think he has the potential to become the face of the NBA. And I think Wemby and him will be taking the reins for the future. I really do.
I think that Cooper Flagg is going to become the face of the NBA just out of necessity, though.
You don't think it's given?
I think it's going to be that the NBA is just, they need somebody to replace LeBron so bad that Cooper Flagg it's going to fall on him. And to me, Cooper Flagg, as great of a player as he is, he doesn't have the same star power that a LeBron has. You understand what I'm saying?
LeBron was hated. You know, like that's part of his star power was because people like to rag on him.
But people watched regardless.
Right.
They hate him or loved him,
Cooper,
watch.
I think, is a likable figure.
100%, but I'm saying he's not the star. He doesn't have the star power that LeBron has. And I think that's what the NBA needs because the ratings are dropping.
Right. I mean,
that's no secret.
After Kobe, after LeBron, it's hard.
And this old guard is aging out. KD, Westbrook, Curry. It's all international stars between Giannis, Jokic.
Curry became a face, I would say.
1,000%. But again, he's aging out. So when these guys are done, who's it going to be?
It's going to be Wemby and Flagg. And it might be out of necessity, but these are unique players. I mean, Wemby is a show in himself.
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen a guy like that. He really is like an alien, like his Nike logo. You know, so we'll see. Those, to me, are going to be the guys who take really the flag and run with it. So it's going to be Cooper and it's going to be Wemby. Guys, coming up after a short break, we got more SOS. It's time for Sink or Swim.
I think Cooper Flagg is a great generational talent. Honestly, he's one of those players that you don't see in a draft for years, and then when they pop up, you just want to tank. He's a generational talent. He's super tall, and he's got all the ability to be a good defender and play make, but I don't think he's going to be the face of the league. I think there's too much talent in the NBA. You see it with Victor Wembanyama and Anthony Edwards. These type of players have already proven themselves, and I don't think there's going to be a real big thing with Cooper Flagg to be able to be on their level. Maybe in the future, but right now I just cannot say Cooper Flagg is going to be the face of the league because he has a lot to prove, and to be the face of the league, you have to not only excel on the court, but be some person off the court, a personality that people like. And we haven't really seen that yet.
All right, Sink or Swim time here on SOS. As always, give us a buzz, 702-855-3502. James, you have a bone to pick, and it's with the Home Run Derby. We're talking baseball. Format, you don't like it.
They're doing too much. They had a good thing, and they are trying to do too much right now, in my eyes. They need to go back to, you get 10 outs. Forget the timer. Forget the pitch limit. Go back to 10 outs. We want to watch these guys take good swings. We don't want to see them just swing for the fences 100 times and be out of breath. Not only does it affect how these guys play and how many they hit, it affects the broadcast.
Yeah.
I mean, we were watching it last night. They did some split screen thing where you could see the ball get hit and where it was landing, but even the camera guys couldn't keep up.
Yeah, it's a great point
and
because you want to see the shot.
You want to give us time to take in these deep home runs. O'Neal Cruz hit a 513-foot home run last night, and you barely got to see it land. You saw it for all of 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's a good point.
And you go back to the Josh Hamilton derby. He would knock one into the third deck, and we got to take it all in. You got to hear the crowd. Yeah. It was awesome. And I think you're missing out on product, one, and broadcast too by this format. Go back to the 10 outs. Give the people what they want.
Yeah, it was underwhelming. You know, I think the narrative, the story of Cal Raleigh winning it, his dad pitching to him, his brother catching, like that stuff was great. You know, I love that. But you're 100% right. From a broadcast standpoint, we need to be able to see each and every home.
We want to take these things in. We don't want to see it just...
I would take a few less players out. If there's time constraints and they're trying to stuff more players in, take a few players out.
Right. Take out Jazz Chisholm. We didn't need him last night.
Right, exactly. But it was cool to see the scene, and Ryan Howard is in the background doing his stuff with MLB Network. You know, it was a cool thing. But... you're right. You got to be able to see these. What about the kid who robbed a home run? That was funny.
And make it fun like that. Make that count. Take a home run away from Junior Caminero. They ended up giving it to him.
But just the pauses, the rules, you get an extra out.
There's too many rules. You can't keep track.
It's not.
Give these people 10 outs. We should be able to take in each and every home run. Like when somebody does hit one 500 feet, we want to see where this thing lands. I don't want the camera hurry up and turning back to the pitcher because we have a time constraint here and they're trying to hit as many home runs as possible. There's a lot, and then the whole thing with Rooker getting screwed out of maybe going to the second round because Raleigh hit one by less than an inch further. That should have been a swing off. The MLB can't get out of its own way in terms of fun. The home run derby should be one of the biggest spectacles
I think
of the summer.
You know, and it's $1 million prize, so I think they're coming up with a lot of ways to make it really regimented and legit. But, you know, it's just one of those things. Shout out to the old days, though. The good old days with Josh Hamilton. That was a lot of fun with the Texas Rangers. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on Sound Off Sports. As always, make sure you sound off. Go to our YouTube page, Silver State Sports. Go to our Twitter. Go to our Facebook, 702-855-3502.